You're watching Rain Knight Gaming.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Rain Knight Gaming. I'm Rain Knight, and it's time for some more 10-minute testing. If you guys haven't seen this before, it's basically where I find some cool decks that have done well online or just look really cool, and I want to see how they play. Today, we're going to be going into Wingtable and testing out Levi 3000's first place deck. I believe I've said all of this before. He must be like he wins a whole bunch of times. It's going to be interesting to see when this game actually comes out, if we see Levi topping some big tournaments. I bet we do. So, what is this deck? Blue-white, but it's not your daddy's control deck. This deck is a little different, and it's pretty sweet. Let's go by the card by card before we jump in and test it out. First up, we've got 4 of Strike Dagger. It's just a good solid 2/2, 3/2. And then we've got Durablade, 3/2, 4/2. That extra damage is pretty nice. It lets you get over some bigger bodies that, low cost things aren't able to get over. Or if they've got a 1/1 token, this allows you to bounce those tokens. We got a 3/2 Raziel, playing 4 of those as well. Yeah, he plays 4 of everything except for our very last thing, so I'm not going to say it anymore. Raziel, again, he's a vanilla, so you get a little bit extra stats with vanillas. So he's a 3/2, 4/3, really nice. We're just going to call this one Mitch. Mitch is a cool new card. It's a 3/2, 3/3, and it gets buffed up 1 and 1 if you have, how many in the back? 4 commands in your graveyard, which this deck plays a lot of commands, so it's pretty cool. Then we've got 4 Strike Gundam. This is going to be one where we deploy it, we get to draw a card, and we get to discard a card. This lets us fix our hand a little bit, bringing in new things and getting some of those commands into the graveyard. Very handy. Then we've got 4 Ale Strike. I think I've always been saying that wrong. Ale Strike Gundam. This is just a really good one. It lets you, again, bounce things to the hand. It's a 4/4, links with Kira, and Kira's a great pilot. And then, new card, we've got 4 of the Gundam Aerial Rebuild. We're just going to call it Rebuild. And this one's pretty cool. Win pair, choose 1 command card that is level 5 or lower and return it to your hand from the graveyard. So this lets you play, searchers over and over and over again, or bounce cards over and over and over again. I see this card really doing some nasty stuff in the future, especially when we got the whole set list and when there's a lot more stuff to play with. I think it's going to be pretty dirty. For bases, we're only playing 1 base, but 4 of them. But white base is just an amazing base. It just lets you build card advantage because you can just summon out those tokens instead of using your cards. Super, super good base. Probably one of the top 2. Then, of course, we play 2 pilots, 4 each. We play Kira, and we play Mercury. One thing you may have noticed going through the Gundams here, we've got a lot of Academy stuff. So let's see, 2 Academy and 3 Academy. So we got a bunch of Academy, and then we finish off the rest with either Vanillas or Earth Alliance. So you get those links. And, this Mercury is really nice because if you're linking with her a bunch, you're going to be attacking with her a bunch, which means you're going to be getting extra resources because she restands every time she attacks. So that's a really, really cool thing to help build more advantage, because if you get more resources than your opponent, you're probably going to win. Going into the commands, we play 10 commands. The 10 Commandments. We're playing 4 of Overflow Affection. It's a good draw 2, discard 1. You can discard another command if you need to. And then we play 4 of Show of Resolve. It's a draw 2, really nice. And then we actually play 2 of the Witch and the Bride. If you haven't seen this before, choose 1 enemy unit that has 5 or less HP, or return it to the hand. It's a bounce. And 5 HP is quite a bit. So, this is able to bounce a lot of stuff. And if you're bringing it back to your hand continuously, that's dangerous. Okay, that's the whole deck. Let's back up here and get into a game. Make sure I'm using the right deck here. Levi, set it to here, and we'll just go right against the second place deck that we'll probably be playing tomorrow. This is Dino Dan's Green White. and you can see the cards right there. We'll go into that tomorrow in its own 10-minute testing. But for right now, let's randomize and see what this deck can do. Pretty much, this is, not a fan. Not a fan. Well, let's keep it. Because, you know, Link Dagger's pretty decent. And then that goes right into Raziel. We've got a Pilot. It goes into a 5. Pretty cool. Okay, so we can go ahead and get out our Dagger. That gives us a little board presence. It's going to let us get rid of that. It would have let us get rid of that. So let's go ahead. We're just going to attack in. He will block. But that's at least going to make us go 1-1, so not too terrible. Then we will play... we'll play this guy. And because, you know, he's a good vanilla 4-3. He still would have gotten taken out by that, you know, blocker, but, you know, he's at least going to bust through this guy. Or he would have until... he's actually going to be able to clear this off, which is nice. I don't really care about losing my base so much, just because, you know, it's a free base, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just clear him. Because, you know, we're still a control-y deck. And, you know, we want to try to keep our board presence as well as possible. So we've got an Academy here. It's 2. And then we're going to go ahead and put a Suletta on there. And then we can go ahead and clear this base. Building up another thing. I don't have anything I really... No, I don't have anything I can play. It would have been nice if I would have bounced into another unit or something like that, but didn't work out that way. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and go searching. Hopefully I pebble something good. Let's see. Now, we are going to be able to put out another 2. We can clear his unit. Yeah, I'm just going to clear his unit. Oh, I can't clear his unit. I'm stupid. Oh, wait. Could I do this? Hold on. Cancel. So that's not a Link unit. So, I'm going to bounce it. Yeah. I'm just going to bounce that back. Then I attack in. And he, as long as he doesn't draw into the Link pair, he still has to set that up. So, pretty cool. We'll go ahead and end turn there. We didn't get another guy on the field, but that's not a huge deal. We're back into that dude. But we are into our level 6, and we can start doing some dirty stuff here. We'll just go ahead and... I probably should have done something else, but I wanted to do this. We're going to pull this back into our hand here. So we can bounce that thing the next turn, and I'm just going to go ahead and clear another base. Gives me a 1. I'm going to go ahead and search with that. Go ahead and search. Not bad. I'm going to get rid of the dagger. So, pass turn. I probably should have gone into this Link pair, but, you know, I felt like being fancy. That's not good. Okay, so he's into his wing, and that is a really, really good card. Luckily, we hit a base. That's awesome. We've got a buttload of cards here, so let's kind of plan out. We got 7, so probably 4, 5, 6, 7, or 6, 7. Let's do that. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, use this, create a token, so we get the 2/2. I could have even done that better. I could have traded here, and then I would have gotten a 3/3. Definitely watch those. Do your trades first sometimes. So let's go ahead and we'll get into our trade. Yeah, because I need to. You have to get rid of Wing. He's just nasty. I mean, it sucks that I have to, you know, waste stuff on him. But I am going to bounce that, I believe. Boom. And now we've completely cleared off his board. If we would have waited, we would have gotten a 3/3 token. That would have been a little bit better. But let's go ahead and get a little more board presence. I'm just going to pop this guy out. Yeah, I can't link him. So pop this guy out. And then we're going to go ahead, go searching, drawing more cards. I am going to actually ditch. I'm going to ditch this one. You know, because hopefully we can draw back into it by getting our one dude. The victory, or I forget what it's called. Okay, luckily, darn, he did draw into a link pair. That sucks. And he got rid of our token. That sucks. A whole bunch of sucky things happened that turn. So let's see, what can we do? We only have 3 more shields to get through. We may want to just put a bunch of stuff out on the board. I can clear here, and then do I have link pairs? I do have 2 link pairs, but I can't play. I can only play one of them. So let's go ahead, clear here, because we have way more cards than he does. So as long as we can keep a board presence and clear off everything he has, we're in a good spot. So let's go ahead and pop out him, and we're gonna put his pilot on it, and then we're gonna bounce. Then we clear his base. Then we've got 3 left. I am going to get board presence. Yeah, I'm gonna go for board presence instead of trying to just draw into stuff. Because, you know, I could have just tried to draw some more, but we're getting into his big beefy top right now. He's drawn into all kinds of pilots. That sucks. So hopefully we can weather this storm. We've got more bouncing we can do. Let's see, that's 4. We can bounce this one, and then we tack in there. Let's see, it's 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we can clear that. Okay, we're gonna do that. So we're gonna summon here, and then link, and return this, and then we are going to clear, I believe. Yeah, let's just clear. We couldn't reduce him because of the duo's ability, which sucks. But we are able to take a shield, and got rid of one of his wing Gundams. That's pretty fancy. We've still got 4 more. I definitely want to keep 4 presents, so I'm just going to flood the board with as many units as I can. And hopefully he doesn't have a bunch of link pairs to screw me over. Does he have link pairs to screw me over? No. Awesome. And that is game. Oh, no, it's not game. Close, but it is not game. Let's see if I can draw into game. Yes. Yes, I think. Let's make sure this works before I get all happy. Bounce that up. No, he still has 1 more. Oh, that's close. Let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and just hit into his shields. I totally forgot that was a blocker, but at least we trade 1 for 1. We're gonna go in here again. And in here again. We still have 2 more, so I'm gonna go ahead, pop this guy out. Let's just draw 1. I'm going to put this back because I want the board presence. Being able to pop this out, even though, I mean, I could have drawn into 2 there. Let's see, will this clear? This will clear him. So yeah, I want to do that. That sucks. That really took me for a ride there for a second. Okay, he's got 1 blocker. That means we still win. So let's go ahead and hit in. And he blocks. And then we just go ahead and hit in with this guy. And there we go. We win! Yay! 10-minute testing, 14-minute testing, but I talked for a while at the beginning. So this deck, all in all, really, really pretty good deck. You notice that, like, I was kind of falling behind, but because of the controlling nature of this deck and being able to bounce things and getting all that card draw, I mean, you saw how many cards I drew, it was crazy. And I had so much card advantage, it let me continue to just replenish my board. And eventually I just had too many cards for him to battle around with. And I was really trying to get my link pairing in there, so I was attacking more times than he was. Just really, really, you know, solid deck to play with. I mean, of course, Levi is a great builder of decks. Anything I would change on here? Probably nothing off the top of my head. because he probably builds better decks than I do. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today, guys. Hopefully you like this deck. Hopefully you guys try it out for yourselves. And hopefully I see you guys out at locals pretty soon, because the game comes out in about a week. Woo! Hey, don't forget that to leave any comments down below, like and subscribe. I always answer back when you guys leave comments. And remember, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya.